It's Mystic. Okay, I may have been watching a few videos of Bucket. However, welcome to All the Mod 10 to the Sky. Like any gameplay, we start by typing skyblock GUI in the chat box. Today, we're going to start a new island on a server with a few friends. Everyone will be on their own island and will be attempting to get the ATM star. To get started, I'm just going to name my island Mystic ATM and we'll start on the default skyblock island. So the plan for this episode is hopefully to complete most of chapter 1 from the quest book. First, I'm gonna start by lighting this place up with my single torch, and then I'm gonna punch this tree. With that now, I'm just gonna plant this tree back down and grow another tree. With the logs that I've obtained, I'm just gonna use one log here to make myself a crafting table. And with that crafting table and that stick, I'm gonna make a crafting table on the stick and put it off my offhand. And with that, I'm gonna take this oak sapling, plant it, and make another tree. Just so we can get another log. Just a few more. With those logs, we can make some more sticks. And with those sticks, we can make a crook. And now we have a crook, I'm just gonna plant a few more trees so we can get some silkworms. I'm gonna go and do this a few more times so we have enough just to get us started. With this last tree, I'm gonna open my quest book for the very first time and accept some of the rewards. We're also going to be checking out the chapter 1 and accepting those rewards that we have done as well. Back in the overworld, we're just going to place down another tree, grow it, and start putting those silkworms that we got earlier on so we can get some string. I was thinking of making a chest, but I think we should instead clear our hand and start digging for pebbles instead. With that, we're gonna compress these pebbles into stones and all the other blocks that comes with it. I'm just going to clean out my hand of any junk, sort my inventory, and with the stone that we just got, I'm going to make a lever with the stone and stick and make a chest. With the chest and the lever, we can make a sophisticated chest. I'm going to make a few more of these sophisticated chests just to get us started. Now that we have a chest, I'm just going to place them down. And another one. I'm going to fill the bottom chest with blocks. Even the logs. And the top chest with miscellaneous things. Now that the tree is all infested, we can take the cook and get some strings. I'm going to make myself another cook here. This is my mom just broke, and we're just going to get more strings here. I'm just going to plant another tree and infest it with another silkworm so we can get more strings. Now with that, I'm just going to open my quest book and accept all the quests and rewards that we got from it. I will be getting the recipe for the hammer, accepting the rest of the rewards before I get the recipe for the sleeves and the mesh. By the time we're finished with that, our tree will be infested again, ready for harvesting for more string. It seems that I missed a few, so I'm going to place a few more silkworm and eat some of these cooked one as well. Now with some of the stone that we got before, we're going to make a furnace. I'm going to place the furnace down and use some logs as fuel since we don't have any coal. I'm going to cook some of my raw beef that we got from our quest line just so we have some food going on. Now that we have some food, I'm just gonna finish cooking these leaves so we can get some strings and breaking this tree as well. I'm going to replant the tree and infest it again. Realizing that I don't have any torches, I'm just going to open my quest book, accept some of the starting out quests so we can have torches. Now we can just light up these places with the torches that we got from the quest book. I'm just going to put the torch in my offhand so I can see brighter, and then we're going to start making the hammer. We should have all the ingredients to make the hammer. We'll also be making the sieves, and since I have put my logs away, I'm just going to grab some of my logs so we can make some planks and slabs. After making a few sieves, we're going to make the mesh as well that goes with the sieves. Since I don't have that many sieves and mesh, I'm going to cook these leaves so we can get some more. With that, I'll be expanding my place with some wooden planks. I'll be placing them on the second layer just so I can keep my 3 layers of my island. Now that we have expanded just slightly, we can place down the sieves. We will be expanding this a little bit more since sieves can be placed down in a 5x5 format. With that, we'll put our meshes into our sieves. It appears that we don't have enough, so I'm going to plant some trees. We'll then go to our chest, grab some of the silkwood we've put away, and infest the trees. While we wait, we can accept some of the rewards, which will give us gravel. We can receive these gravel to get some items. This will have unlocked a few quests where we can get more rewards. I'm going to decompress this flint so we can have flint for later on when we upgrade the meshes. For the time being, I will cook these leaves to get some strings. It probably won't make enough mesh for me, but it will be enough to get started. While we wait for the rest of the trees to get infected, we are going to sieve the rest of the gravel that we collected from our rewards. With that, our inventory is getting full, so we're going to make more sophisticated chests. I'm going to place them down and realize I might not like the placement of these chests, so I'm going to break them. And I'm going to make another sophisticated chest again. This time I'm going to place it exactly where I want it, and hopefully we won't lose another one. And I realize I don't like this placement as well, so we're gonna break it. Please don't drop. And we're just going to replace that as well. Now that our trees are all infested, we can cook it with some strings. With that, we can make some more meshes, and hopefully that will fill it out. Or maybe not. I'm going to clear my recipes and collect some of my rewards. We are trying to get some flint meshes. To get flint, we need to hammer some cobblestone. I'm going to get some of my cobblestone that I put away before. I am then going to compress these cobblestone into their 1x format. To smash some compressed cobblestone, we need to have a compressed hammer. Since we do not have one, we'll make one right now. Now that we have a compressed hammer, we can now smash this cobblestone. Our inventory is getting quite full, so I'm going to empty these pebbles and ores in here. Now that my inventory is all organized, I'm going to sieve some of this gravel. I'll first decompress it before we sieve. I realize I forgot to plant another tree, so I'm gonna break this tree right now. I'm gonna plant another tree so we can get more mesh. I just realized we don't have any silkworms, so I'm gonna plant some trees and start the cycle again. With that, I should have enough flint to make a flint mesh for a 5x5. All that we need to do now is to take these string meshes that we have made and upgrade them to a flint mesh. With that, we have successfully made our flint mesh for our 5x5. Now that we no longer need any strings, we'll get rid of this so we can get some space. Continuing with our quest line, our next course of action is to make flint shears. With these shears, we can plant another tree. And use the shears to shear the leaves. We are going to do this a few more times so we can get more leaves. Now that we have our leaves, we're going to make an oak crucible. I'm going to place my oak crucible in the corner, and with that we can start generating water with our leaves. Now we're about halfway done in chapter 1 in our quest line. I'm going to add more leaves into this crucible and put my leaves away. The next course of action we need to do is to make a squeezer and a copper hammer. To do that, we need iron and copper. We can compress the iron ore chunks that we collected through our sieves to make iron ore. We can also do this exact same thing for our copper ore chunk. Before we can start smelting this, we can get more raw materials if we break with a pickaxe before we are able to make the copper hammer. While I wait for my materials to smelt, I'm going to finish up my crush blocks questline. Now that we have some copper, we can make a copper hammer. With the copper hammer, we can smash the raw iron to make iron dust. I'm just going to quickly dig some more pebbles so we can get more cobblestone to make another furnace. Now that we have a second furnace, I'm going to take a few coals from here to start smelting our iron. I'm going to pebble a few more blocks and repeat the cycle until we have just enough materials to make a squeezer. Now that we have our squeezer, I'm going to place it down and break a few blocks below so we can put a redstone clock underneath it later. While I have dirt in our inventory, I might as well just expand the platform just a little bit without dirt. Now we will be making a redstone clock for our squeezer. To make a redstone clock, we will need some stone to make them into chisel bricks. We also require 4 redstone dust, which we can get from sieving dust. Now that we have our redstone and our chisel brick, we can make a redstone clock. We'll also make a lever so we can turn this off and on. Now I'm going to place down some chairs so we can have a place where the item we squeeze can go into. I'm going to place down some torches to light this place up. And then I'm going to place down some temporary blocks so we can place down an armor stand that we're going to make later. Now that we place down our temporary blocks, we are going to make our armor stand. We require 2 so you can squeeze the squeezer. While we're waiting for our stone to melt, we can collect our iron and upgrade our furnace to our iron furnace. While we wait for our stone to smelt, we will also be making a hopper so we can place the items into our squeezer. Now that our stone is done, we're going to make 2 armor stands. And using the temporary blocks, we can place 2 armor stand down, and now we can get rid of the temporary blocks. With that, we can now place down our hopper, so we can place item inside. With all that completed, we can turn the machine on. looks like the redstone tick is off, so the squeezer is not actually squeezing. This is going to be an easy fix. All I need to do is to right click the redstone clock to change the frequency. Now our squeezers are now automatically squeezing our ores. Now we have finished half of the quest line, so we're going to finish the other half. So we're going to make a barrel so we can collect some water. Accepting the rewards will give us more barrels, and we'll just place them down. Then we're going to put some leaves inside a crucible to get some more water. With those water, we can put them in a barrel to make some clay out of dust. We don't have dust, so we're going to make some by pebbling and repeating the cycle. Now that we have dust, we can put them in a barrel to make some clay. Now that we have clay, we can break it down to make porcelain clay without bone meal. With our porcelain clay, we can make a porcelain bucket. We cannot use our porcelain bucket till we fire it, so we're going to put it in our furnace. Now that we have our porcelain bucket, we are going to make a porcelain crucible. Just like our bucket, we cannot use it until we fire it. I'm going to destroy these barrels so we have space for our crucibles. We're going to accept some of the rewards and then we're going to make some lava with the crucible. We'll heat up the crucible with a superheating element for mechanism. To get the superheating element, we first need to make some steel ingots, which we can make with some iron dust and coal to make some steel dust. We then go to smelt these steel dust to make some steel ingots. We also require one osmium ingot for the steel casting, which is required for the superheating element. We should have some osmium ore from our sifting, where we can compress to its ore format. We can squeeze it out for raw osmium. Just like the iron, we can hammer it to get osmium dust. We'll also require some glass, which we can smelt from sand. With the glass and the steel and the osmium ingot, we can make the steel casting. With the steel casting, we can now make the superheating element. Now that we have our superheating element and our crucible, we can finally make some lava. To make some lava, we just need cobblestone inside the crucible so it can melt into lava. We're going to accept our rewards and make a stone generator. With our stone generator, we can now make a cobblestone generator. We can make one by placing down a stone generator with some lava and water. Now we just need a place for our cobblestone to go into, which will make a compacting drawer from functional storage. It looks like we have some unwanted guests, which is good because we want phantom membranes for a pylon, which we will get in another episode. We didn't get any phantom membranes from them, but it's okay because we'll have another chance later. Now that our guest is gone, we can go back to making our compacting drawer for functional storage. With our drawer, we can now collect cobblestone. Now I'm just going to make a bit of a detour to make an extractor so we can make a dirt generator so we can expand the island with dirt. I kind of realized that making an extractor may take a bit longer than I thought, so while I work on that, I'll be completing some of chapter 1. Here, I'm placing down a dirt block so we can make some witch water for the mycelium. And since we don't want the mycelium to spread, we'll have this on top of our furnace. We'll also be upgrading our flint meshes to iron meshes so we can get better items. With the better items, we can now finish making our extractor. With the extractor made, we can also make a drying basin. The plan here is to make a dirt generator by having the extractor generate mud. The mud will then go into a drying basin which will dry the mud into dirt. However, the drying basin will also make coarse dirt if the dirt sits inside the drying basin for too long. We can fix this issue if we make a pipe that will take the dirt from the drying basin as soon as it's made straight into the compacting drawer that we have already placed. To tell the pipe to only take out dirt, we would need to upgrade it with a basic upgrade. Now, if we let our compacting drawer nose to only hold dirt, we have now successfully made a dirt generator. Next thing to do on our list is to make the magmatic generator so we can have energy. This will also be the end of chapter 1. By now we should have all the materials to make the magmatic generator. Now that we have placed out our magmatic generator, we need to power it so we can have energy. To do that, we will have to pipe in lava that we have in our crucible into our magmatic generator. With that, we have completed all of chapter 1 minus some of the optional quest line. We'll eventually touch them, however, for today's episode, we'll leave them. Before we end this episode, we're going to expand the island to the junk borders. We will also be making some pyramidal core to give us some very cool ore, which we could make into a collector. The collector is for the chest for the thieves, so next time we have to see if we do not have to pick up the items. We'll also be upgrading the chest so that we can compact these items so it doesn't overflow. The last upgrade we will do before we end the episode is to upgrade one of our furnace to an emerald furnace and attach it to our squeezer chest. This way we can have the raw ores in the squeezer automatically smelt. The furnace will also have upgrade augmentation so that we can efficiently get the items melted. At this point, I realized my cobblestone generator was not connected to my lava generator, so I did end up moving it so that we can have consistent lava going to our magmatic generator to have consistent energy. With that, this comes to the end of our episode. A lot of this episode was sped up as we did a lot of the early stuff, which can become quite repetitive and boring. If you wish to see further things in this episode, don't hesitate to put in the comment section below. Other than that, thank you for watching and see you next time.